you're going to follow her instructions, and those are right here. The annotation assignment is connected to just an MLA Works Cited. If you don't know how to do an MLA Works Cited, go to the Purdue OWL, and that's that. I mean, start with the Works Cited entry.
So where the red arrow is, that's your regular MLA Works Cited entry, just like any other Works Cited you might do. And then after that, where the yellow arrow is, that's where you add, after your entry, a quick annotation, which is like a paragraph sort of describing the source that you're using. And I'll go over that here in just a sec.
The annotation is 80 to 100 words, that's very short, that summarize the argument of the article. Note, the argument of the article is usually described in the abstract. You don't have to do detective work to know what the argument of the article is. You should be able to find that easily. Write it a summary in your own words. It shouldn't be just a quote from the abstract. That's not good. Summarize it in your own words. Then, number 2, briefly evaluate the reliability of the source by comment on the venue from which it is taken. So this is to keep yourself accountable. So say, hey, I followed Miranda's instructions, got this article on JSTOR, and therefore I know it has been peer-reviewed and it contains, checked, good, strong analytical information. 3, provide a short response to the source. So you may find an article that says something you disagree with, like your opinion or your reading of it is different. That's great. You can say, I want to use this article to have a conversation with and to indicate who I disagree with and why my opinion is different from someone else's opinion. Awesome. Or you could say, this scholar gave me a great idea for what I'd like to research. That's good too. You will just make a brief comment about why you are convinced by it or why you are not convinced by it. And you can also suggest how you might use it. I might use this to set up my argument about such and such. I might use this to contextualize my argument because I'm not a historian and I'm doing a historical research thing, so I need to understand these historical moments. I mean, things like that are going to be great, easy, simple, and very helpful for your paper. So you only have to do 3 of these. Remember, one of them can be a regular web source, so really 2 scholarly sources. So that's your annotated bibliography. Then you will also need an introduction. The good thing about an introduction is that you just have to set up your thesis. So you're going to have revised your thesis based on the feedback you got from me, and then you're gonna use your introductory skills. So introduce what your general issue theme idea is, then move into your particular text, right? You always have to list the title of the book you are writing about and the author of that book, and probably the time period or some kind of indicator of who or where or when that book exists. So you're going to introduce what your object is, then you're going to introduce what your theme and your idea about it is, and then at the end of that intro paragraph, you'll have your thesis. This is an advanced English class, so your thesis does not have to be the last sentence of your intro. It usually will be, but it doesn't have to. Your thesis might be 2 sentences, not just 1. It definitely does not need 3 prongs. That's like a basic writing 101 strategy you can use, but it's not a required strategy, and it's not really a college writing strategy. You're mostly going to have 1 central claim and then supporting body paragraphs that prove the central claim rather than 3 little pieces. But if you have found that you need those 3 pieces to structure your essay, that's fine. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you don't have only one way to write an essay.